Hmm. Well, went to the junkyard today and got some new front tires. I've had a couple questions on what tires I run. I run these really tiny Toro snowblower tires. Picked them out because they have good tread, but they were smaller than stock, and I didn't like that. I wish they had bigger sizes because they worked fairly good. They're meant for going forward, not turning. So I mean, there's some weaknesses. It was really hard rubber, like very hard. I can stand on it and the rubber doesn't flex. So, yeah, I got some new tires. This is off a Toro. Also, a Toro, obviously, 3-lug, 0-turn. Um, Tires aren't dry rotted. They still have a lot of air in them. I don't have that much tread, but I think these side walls are going to do pretty good. So, I wanted something big so when you're like turning in really deep ruts or something, it just kind of acts as like a board or some sort of circle that just digs its way in and pushes itself over. So I'm going to do my same hub job that I did on the back. It's where I cut the rim up and I just have the centerpiece and then I welded it to the wheel. So I'm going to do that to the front. This is basically centered on the spindle. Might be out a little bit more, I don't know. It shouldn't rub. I looked at the front. Yeah, I really don't know. It'll probably rub. It might rub right here, but it doesn't really look like it'll hit that much. But it's had jacked up. Sold tire. Has a new tire. I mean, there's an obvious difference. So, I'm going to turn them both ways and show you what it looks like. So, there's fully turned that way. Obviously, it doesn't hit anywhere. So, I'm going to do it the other way. And then that's the other way. My steering doesn't turn all the way because part of the linkage is how it's set up. I don't really want to explain it. But it's going to be able to turn a little bit more than what that tire is like. So I kind of just set it what it would actually look like. Yeah, it doesn't miss. Although I'm going to flex it and see if it'll get into either this bar or the grill. Seems to be moving. Anyways. Okay, so the cross member is fully flexed, and I miss it by about an inch. That's the grill more than anything, which isn't a big deal. But, yeah. Looks pretty cool. Doesn't hit the spindle or the cross member inside either. I don't know. It shouldn't hit the steering linkage over there either. It might hit the exhaust pipe, so I'll have to rethink something like that, but I don't know, it looks pretty cool. I was just thinking about redoing exhaust anyways. Kind of want it quieter, but yep. I got new front tires, and I'll show you how to mount them. Do my little hub job. And actually, it misses the exhaust. As you can see, it misses it just fine. So that's also a good bonus. And like I said about the exhaust, I want to either make a new one or make it quieter. Make like a collector box in the middle or something. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm going to get the old rims and show you how I'm going to do it. I'm not sure which one I'm going to start on first, but let's start on with the flat one that never holds anything. You see the old dry rotted. So, first thing to do is break the bead. Then you get your arsenal of tools. And, well, use your imagination and just work it all out. As you can see, I'm almost done with this one. Just have a little bit more to go. Now it's, time to do the other one. What in the holy hell? What? It's green. Okay, I've never had that happen before. That one took me twice as long, and it has water in it. So, I'm not sure why. Anyways, I'm going to clean these up, and then start cutting. So basically what these rims are two pieces of wire welded together in that seam joint. You see them better on this one. That one had water in it. They're just welded together, just two pieces welded together. And what I'm going to do is on this side right here and on that side I'm going to cut that off, leaving just the center section and I'm going to try and be as smooth as possible. And that's basically what you're doing. It's a little hot, but you're just cutting parts off like that, and then you just do the same to the other side. You just gotta be very careful. You're just gonna have one side that's going to meet up with the tire. Grab this one real quick. Say this was just the center section, this side was already cut off. You're gonna have to have one mating surface to be completely flat, like that. So I made sure this one was completely flat, so I can just not be as smooth on the other side, because that's not going to be welded to anything. So that can be kind of squirrely, but it's basically flat, and I'm just going to cut out the other section now. Now at this point, you have your disc, and you have your bushings that obviously go inside of it, and what you want to do is start deciding how you're going to have the tire mate up to this. If the tire's going to be on this side of the disc or on that side of the disc, if you're going to have the disc like this or you're going to have the disc like that. I'm going to go with the disc like this and the tire like this. The reason why I want to start thinking about this is because you want to check for clearances and tires, just anything, because all mowers are different, anything that might be a problem. So you go and you kind of roughly meet this up, and obviously I'm checking clearances about the spindle and the steering. Now what I did on the back of mine is I made mine so the air stems were in the inside, because if I'm going and hitting stuff and whatever off-road, it could potentially rip the valve stem off, so I always put it on the inside. So now with that there, I'm going to have to check clearances for that. Obviously it clears, everything's okay, so I'm going to go right ahead and I'm going to cut the other one out, and I'm going to weld it, center it, and then weld it like that. Just make sure you clean up your surfaces real good right here. Yay! Well, what I did is I grinded the inside, and then I matched my center section up to it, and realized that it wasn't big enough, like it didn't go out enough, so I just went around, so the whole thing's shiny. So I did it right on this one, just roughly looking at it, it'll be fine. I'm going to go ahead and bust out the welding gear and weld and whatever, and I'm going to run a full bead around it, obviously stopping and stuff like that, but that's what I did to this one. This one has more of a bead. That's better because, you know, then it has less chance of breaking. And I just do the full bead, not like sections or whatever, just like peace of mind, more than anything, and knowing that they won't break. I don't know if it's overkill or not, but I don't really care. I like it, so I'm gonna go ahead and put these things in. So as it sits, it's basically center. You place it in the center, basically eyeball it, and then I'm using a tape measure here, and mine happens to be just over, sorry, camera's shaking, mine happens to be just over half an inch, probably like by a 16th or something like that, I don't know, but just remember your marks, and I went all the way around and checked all my points, and everywhere I check it's just over half an inch, so in theory, that thing is center. And yeah, I got my professional welding cart, and I'm gonna tack it. Just make sure you like hold it down with your hand because you don't want to have to redo it and remeasure. I did it on that a couple times and I got really angry. So yeah, just check all your stuff and I'm gonna tack it and weld it. Well, it's all tacked down there. Got about 4 of them in there, and looks pretty good. Flip it around. See how center that is. And you got like one little hole. So, when you weld a rim or whatever, you're supposed to let all the air out of it. So I'm gonna pop the stem, take it out, run the weld, and then put it back in. And I'm gonna do the same for that thing. Well, there it is. Just done welding this one, and yeah, it's still smoking, and you got all that junk in between the rim and the other rim. You're gonna have to get that all out, just like a screwdriver or something. Just a screwdriver, that's all I did. I just go around, and you just bust up all the really loose stuff. Makes it look better. And then when you're done with this, you usually just want to put a coat of primer on it. Like on this one. You can see the brown. Yeah, I made a back bumper. Just wasn't important. Inside, I had to do a video on it. But anyways, yeah, just go around, maybe clean that up, clean this up, check out your stem. And actually I have this one mounted already. But the problem is that the valve stem is broken. So I might pull the valve stems out of those tires, or I'm gonna pull the valve stem out of those and put it back in that and see if that solves the problem. Well, it turns out they're tubed, and this is the original one. This one has water in it and whatever. So I'm gonna clean up the rim, and then I'm gonna put this one in. This is from a rear tire. It's a little bit fatter, but should act as the same thing. And well, it's good. So that's all I want. Hold air. So, ready to go. You see, I have the tube in there, and everything's clear to bead. It's really stuffed in there, it really is. Well, it wasn't really meant to be, but rim was the same way around as an 8-8 or whatever. I don't really care. It's in there. I won't pump it up too much, but yeah, I think I'll just keep it like that. I don't really feel like getting another tube. So yeah, I'm going to just go pump it up. Now the next thing to do is get all your bushings out. Mine happen to be plastic, and I know that's not very good, but I don't feel like getting metal ones because they're still they haven't really worn through. I mean, though they look bad, they haven't really worn at all. So I still have one more, and I'm just going to demonstrate how I'm getting this one out. I know that one's a little beat up. I have a jack handle here, and it just so happens to be 5/8. It fits right in there. Set it on like a little ledge, like my garage here. Like that. And here's your busted up bushing. So go ahead and put those in there, and then I'll finally be able to mount them up. Okay, so pumped up and back on the tractor. Got the bushings, the washers, and the cotter pin on there. Look awesome. I got a lot more ground clearance for that steering rod and the cross member there. Let me see how much. About 9 inches. Yeah, I need new bushings, so you can see from that tire. I think Lowe's has brass ones or something. Get an idea. Another successful hub job.